Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Third Impact Anime Podcast. I really appreciate you guys for stopping by. So this episode is not an actual episode that we would normally do. This is just a bonus episode that we wanted to put up. This is a almost full recording of the 100 Years of Anime panel that was at Animazement 2018. It was hosted by Masuo Ueda, who is a very famous anime producer that's been in the industry for a really long time. He was a producer on the original Mobile Suit Gundam, and he's currently a bigwig at A1 Pictures. And basically he and a panel of three other individuals, or maybe it was four, at least two other gentlemen who are old-time like animators and directors in the anime industry, have been around for a long time, worked on things like Urusei Yatsura and whatnot, and the current head of the Tokyo Anime Center in Akihabara, Japan. All of them basically got together on this panel, and first off, we watched the 100 Years of Anime video that was created to celebrate that milestone sometime last December, I want to say. And if you guys haven't checked out that video, it's really, really amazing. Has like over 100 different anime titles in it from all over the history of anime. No Evangelion and no Ghibli, which is strange. And they also point out that there's no Urusei Yatsura in there as well. So it's kind of an odd selection. There's a lot of very popular things, but there's definitely some stuff there that's missing. And that's probably just a licensing issue that we're not privy to. But anyway, it's a really awesome video with a really great song, and I'm going to link that in the description. But anyway, this podcast episode is basically the recording of that panel. And if you guys will forgive me, they kind of bumped around their microphones a lot. So there is kind of like some strange like bonking noises that you'll hear, and that might be a little bit distracting, but I think that the panel content itself is something worth sharing for sure, so I wanted to make sure to get that out there. Also, if you hear me in the background, like sort of laughing like an idiot, it's because that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm laughing like an idiot because I wanted to make sure that they felt like the audience was engaged. And Tobias and I were sitting right there in the front row. It was a lot of fun. The guys were really, really funny. It wasn't it was a pretty big panel room, but it wasn't particularly full. So it felt pretty intimate, and it was really interesting. And Masuo Ueda was up there in his Char cosplay that he always wears to Animazement. So that's always fun. And yeah, it's just a really good time. So I hope that you guys will listen to it and really take in what these guys have to say about how the anime industry was, how it is now, and sort of what their take is on it in 2018. I really appreciate Animazement for hosting that panel, and really appreciate Animazement for always bringing out really cool guests, including these guys that may not be invited to go to other conventions because they're not quite as like famous or well known to anime fans in 2018, and it's really fascinating to get to hear from these guys. So shout out to Animazement, really appreciate it. And again, I hope you guys enjoy this episode, and we'll be back with a normal sort of standard episode pretty soon, but wanted to make sure to get this bonus one out there just so you guys could hear it and listen to it. And if you have any thoughts on what the guys have to say in the episode, please let us know. And if you have any thoughts on our podcast in general, or if you've had a chance to come to any of our panels at conventions and whatnot, we're starting to try and remember to ask people to pop on over to our Facebook page and leave us a star rating and a review. We've had a couple people do that, and their input has been really, really helpful, very kind, very generous. And even if you don't have kind or generous things to say, we'd still appreciate hearing from you. So if you could pop on over to our Facebook page, and that's facebook.com/thirdimpactanime. It's just our normal name, nothing fancy, and drop us a rating or a review or whatever it is that you'd like to say. We'd really appreciate the feedback, because audience interaction and audience positivity and all that junk is very, very important to us. So if you could do that, we would really appreciate it. And again, please enjoy this episode. This has been Austin, and I'll see you in the next one.
で見ることが楽しかった。
本当にいつでも楽しかった。
あの頃の僕に言いたい。
未来もそんなに悪くないっていうよりすっごいことになっちゃってるんですが。
ございますので、それをまず皆さんに見てもらいたいと思います。ちょっと10分ほどありますが、たくさんのアニメが出てきますので、何が出てくるかよーく見てくださいね。よろしくお願いします。
The first thing I'd like to do is to show you a short video. It's about 10 minutes, and it's a special movie created for the 100th year of Japanese animation. There'll be a lot of different animes shown in the film, so see if you can recognize some of your favorite ones. So thank you for taking the time to watch the movie. How many titles did you recognize?
Half.
おお、これ全部で何本ありますか？
So how many were there total? Yeah, I think it's 100.
Yeah.
今日大地監督のユサアニメーターに来てもらってます。
So today we have director Daichi and animator Yusa with us.
もう2人とも日本ではものすごく有名な監督のアニメーターです。
Both are a very famous animator and director in Japan.
これからはですね、フリートークで皆さんと話していきたいと思いますので、よろしくお願いします。はい、よろしくお願いします。
So we'll do a free talk session among the four of us. Look forward to that.
それからもう一人紹介しておきます。大日本印刷の浅場さんです。今東京アニメセンターというアニメのセンターをですね、動画協会と一緒に運営してもらっている担当の方です。
And Mr. Asaba at the end is the other gentleman on stage. He is running Tokyo Anime Center with the Japan Animation Society. He works with Dai Nippon Insatsu, the Dai Nippon Printing.
よろしくお願いします。はい、じゃあもう本当に自由に話して、あと皆さんお時間あれば質問を受けたいなと思いますが、さっき見てもらったようにたくさんありますが、まだまだここのさっきの映像に出てきてないタイトルがたくさんあります。日本のアニメ100年、アニメーションのタイトル数がですね、約1万5000を超えるタイトルがございます。
And what you just saw is just a glimpse of what Japanese animation history has been like the last 100 years. By my count, there's been about 15,000 titles overall in the last 100 years.
さて、大地さん、ユサさん、今の映像をご覧になっていかがでございますか？
ユサさんが参加したアニメーターで参加した、うるせえやつだというのが入ってないという、クレームがつきましたがどうですか
？I just noticed that the Urusei Yatsura, the major title that Yusa-san worked on, was not included in. Actually, he was complaining about it. So Yusa-san, what do you think?
実は僕も同じ気持ちがあってですね。
I actually feel the same way. I want to complain too.
もちろん僕の作品は一個も入ってませんでしたが、
And of course, none of my titles are included.
僕もうるせえやつらは自分の中ではかなりねメモリアルなのでね、入ってるとよかったなと思い ましたね。
I mean, Urusei Yatsu is really a major title, and it's one of the biggest hits in my mind. So why isn't that included?
僕ね、
はい
今は監督としてアニメーションを作ってるんですけども、もう作るだけであんまり見てないんですよ。で僕がね、楽しく見てた最後のアニメがうるせえやつなんです。
Now I'm a director, and I really concentrate on making anime, and I don't watch a whole lot of anime. The last title I remember enjoying is Urusei Yatsu.
ちょっとうるせえやつらのネタばっかりであれですけど、うるせえやつらご存知ですか？ Do you know? Do you know?
ダメじゃん。ね。
Very famous。新しくじゃあ追加するように動画協会言っておきます。
Yeah, I'll tell the people who made a movie to include Urusei Yatsu.
35年ぐらい前ですかね。
そうですね、もう35年前ですね。
Over 35 years ago.
ユーサさんはいかがですか？それ以外で今ご覧になって。
大地さんと一緒だね。僕も今見たら4分の1しかわからない。
So as the same as Daichi Kantoku, I only know about a fourth of it.
アニメーター忙しくて見る時間ない。
Animators such as us are quite busy and don't have much time
監督も
to.
同じ監督も同じ。
Same with directors.
じゃあ皆さんの方が見てるかもしれないね。
そうそう、みんなですね。
Yeah, so you, the audience, will probably watching more anime than we are.
皆さんの方が詳しいです。
Yeah, you definitely know more than we do.
ただね、欧米で流れない作品もたくさんあるんでね。
But in fact, there are quite a few titles here that weren't even broadcast in the States.
大地監督は21年間おじゃる丸という NHK の監督で
He's in fact famous for a show called Ojarumaru. He was quite famous for directing that.
杉谷さんがタイトルわかんないぐらい今おじゃる丸もなかったんですよ。ないですね。
So yeah, I feel bad for our interpreters here who also don't know any of these titles.
それね、それ全部入れるとね、もっと100年ぐらいか、100年分ぐらいかかっちゃうね。
So if we include all of the titles that we want to include, the video would actually be about 100 years long.
でも僕らがアニメーターになるきっかけの刺激を受けた作品がたくさんあったんで、半分僕感動してました。
So yeah, there are quite a few titles here that were sort of inspirations for us, and quite inspirational. So I saw it and was very moved.
こうやって見るといろんなジャンルがありますね。
So now that I'm really looking at these titles, there's so many different genres that we're covering.
多分ね、これがいいなと思ったのは、今出たラインナップの中で、作家さんの作品もたくさん入ってました。
One thing I noticed in particular is that in the lineup there were a lot of titles from that are based on the famous literary works.
皆さんはあんまりご存じないかもしれないですけど、僕大好きなお二人がいて、名前が栗洋二さんとあと、古川拓さん、なんか拓さん2つぐらい入ってた気がするな。
The two in particular that I noticed were works by Yoji Kuri and Taku Furukawa. In fact, I think there were two by Mr. Furukawa. Sorry, I've been messing with my computer so that you can take a glimpse of Ojarumaru. I'm having trouble with my computer. Bear with me a little bit. Yes, please show them Ojarumaru. I can't go home without.
Are there any people here who actually know Ojarumaru?
I've heard of it. I have not seen it.
存在は知ってます。
素晴らしい。ワンダフル。Great.
Oh.
This is Ojarumaru.
it's a story about classic Japan history, so it makes sense that it wasn't shown in the States.
アニメイベントでのスタッフさんはおじゃる丸好きな人はたくさんいますよ。
Now, I am aware that among the staff of Animazement, there are people who love Ojaru.
浅場さんどうですか？
はい、
アニメ100年ということで、浅場さんのこの中で一番若いんだけど、
そうですね。
ちょっと好きな作品とかちょっと感想なんか言ってください。ちょっと待ってね、訳します。
So Asaba-san, you're the youngest one on the stage. Now that you've seen the history of 100 years of animation, what's the most memorable title for you?
僕は上田さんの前で言うのも恐縮なんですけど、やっぱりガンダム大ファンで、ガンダムを作りたくて勉強してました。
It's interesting or an honor to say this in front of Ueda-san, but my favorite work here is probably Gundam. It was in fact sort of what I thought I wanted to make something like this. It made me start studying.
で今回ゲストでこの会場にも声優やられてた奈良の声をやってたハンさんっていう方もいらっしゃってるので、もし機会があればぜひ見てほしいなと思います。
So in fact, we have the voice actor for Lala Han-san present here, so make sure you get a chance to run into her.
この最近のね、ずっとアニメーション、去年も、お話したんですけど、なかなか今、日本はアニメの作品がたくさんあってですね、現場がすごく大変な状況になっています。
I mentioned this briefly last year as well, but there are so many titles of anime that are released in Japan, and it is the production side is having a very difficult time keeping up with it.
そういう状況なんですけど、大地さんの今のアニメーション現状、いいところ悪いところ思うことちょっともしあったらお伝えしてください。ちょっと訳します。
So Daichi-san, if you wouldn't mind, tell us the good, bad, and the ugly of the anime production.
正直に言うと、いいとこが言いにくいんだよね。
Honestly, it's difficult to say what's good right now.
いや、僕は1999年にジューベちゃんっていう作品を作って、これもとても気に入ってるんですけども。
Made a title called Jube-chan in 1999, and it is a title that I'm particularly fond of.
今それと同じ仕事ができる状況ですね。なんだろうな、スポンサーの問題とか、売れる売れないの問題とかで成立できない状態がまず一つ問題ですね。
And thinking back, I would love to be able to do the work of same quality, same type of work, but I don't think I can. Some of it is because of the sponsorship, some of it is because of the income that it would generate. It just doesn't work right now.
それでそのジューベちゃんを作ってる時は非常に自由に思った通りに作らせてもらったんだけども、今は本当に、なかなか、いろんなお金を回すためとかいろんなことで、そうですね、作り方の自由度が非常に少なくなってるっていうのはありますね。
I had a lot of freedom in making Jube-chan, but partly because of the money and partly because of other reasons, I have so many restrictions. I just don't have the same freedom anymore.
で、それでもいろんな条件はあるので、その中でできる限りの面白いものを作っていこうというふうに努力はしているつもりですが。
And of course, there are a lot of conditions, and I can't just stop there. I have to do the best that I can within those conditions.
一ついい方で言いますと、いいことを言いますと、デジタルの技術が非常に良くなってきて、今デジタルでアニメーションを作れるので、なんでしょうね、自分で、ショートフィルムを作っていけるという利点がありますね。
One good thing that comes to my mind is that the digital technology has advanced so much that I can make a short film on my own.
な ので僕は今、そちらの方も考えていて、大きなプロジェクトでやる仕事と、あと1人か2人でやる、ショートフィルムを作っていきながらやりたいことをやっていくっていうふうに、ちょっとやってるんですけども、その両面があって、そのバランスを見ながら今後のアニメーションの日本のアニメーションの現場のなんだろうな様子を、冷静に見ていきたいなと思ってます。
So given that, I will obviously continue to work on larger projects, but I also want to work on smaller projects where one or two people can create short films on their own, and I want to see how both sides progress, and I want to watch what that effect would have on the production side, and keep on progressing. I'm sorry, this may be very boring.
じゃあ同じ質問、ゆうたさん、どうでしょうかね、今の現状。
Alright, so the same question to Yusa-san.
そうですね、僕アニメーターでたまに監督もやるんですけど、今言ったように企画は取りにくくなってますね。
In addition to being an animator, I'm also sometimes a director, and yeah, it is hard to get projects going these days.
僕もね、キャリアも40年なんですけど、アニメーターになるきっかけはトム&ジェリーだったんですよ。
So I've actually been in this for around 40 years as an animator, but the work that got me interested was Tom and Jerry.
小さい時ディズニーとか MGM とかハンナバーベラとかたくさん見てとても感動してアニメーターに目指しました。
So I watched Disney, MGM, Hanna-Barbera. There were just so many great things. I was very inspired to become an animator.
でその時に見たアニメーションは枚数をたくさん使ってて演技が柔らかくてセリフのないアニメーションも多くて見てて楽しいアメリカの作品がたくさんありました。欧米の作品が。
So the American works at this time used this style of animation called full animation, where there's a lot of frames and very smooth animation, and I found that very beautiful.
で実は日本のアニメーターたくさんいますけど、本当はスケジュールをたっぷり使ってたくさん枚数を使ったアニメーションを本当は作りたいんですよね。
Animators in Japan also would like to do this sort of animation where you use a lot of frames to make smooth animation.
でも皆さんがよく知ってるアニメーションはいわゆるリミテッドアニメーションといって割とデザイン性を優先した、日本のアニメーション作品がその後だいぶたくさん量産されました。
What you are probably all familiar with in Japanese animation is something called limited animation, where there's far fewer frames.
で僕は仕事を受けるときはやはりアニメーターも幸せでなきゃいけないと思うので動かすことがね楽しい作品を選ぶようにしてます。
So when I'm picking animes to do, something that's very important for animators is to have fun doing the animation. So I try to pick things where making the picture move seems like it's going to be interesting.
あるいはお金を貯めてオリジナルをね作りたいなという夢も持ってます。
And also, collect a bunch of money and making something original is also one of my dreams.
さっき見たアニメーションたくさん出てきましたけど、僕の友人が監督とか、リーダーでやってる作品をたくさん久しぶりに見ました。
So among these titles we just observed, there were quite a few where my friends were the directors or leaders here.
夢は持ってますけど、これだけ多くの外国の方から日本の独特な発展を成してきたアニメーションが評価されていることはやはり嬉しいですね。
So it's quite an honor, and I'm very happy to see all these people from the foreign people being interested in anime like this.
それと僕は今専門学校や大学でアニメーターを目指している若者を教えてます。
And in fact, I'm currently teaching at a specialty school for animators as well.
2D アニメーター、3D アニメーターの若い人たちがたくさんこれから世界に羽ばたいてくれると思います。
So I would love for many more 2D and 3D animators to grow up in this new world.
でその学生たちに言うのは英語を覚えなさいと。
And what I say first to my students is learn English.
ありがとうございました。またちょっとお二人聞きたいんですけど、じゃあ長いキャリアのある中で一番印象に残っている作品、自分がやった作品ですね。それをまたちょっとダブルかもしれませんけど、それぞれお聞かせいただけますか。
So thank you for those commentaries, and I want to go ahead and ask the same two of you. What the number one title is that has made an impression on you?
僕はね、自分の作ったアニメはほとんど全部好きなんですよ。
For me, I really love all of the titles I ever worked on.
それでね、作ってる時はすごく嫌なんですよ。
But almost universally, when I'm working on it, I hate it.
もう本当に制作をしてるっていうのは何回も何回も同じフィルムを見て、もう音がちょっと違うとか言ってもう一回リピートで見て本当にもう飽きるほど見ちゃうんで、放送の時も見ないんですね。
Production process requires me to repeatedly watch animation just to correct the most minuscule of the imperfections, to correct the sound and whatnot. And by the time it airs, I've seen it so many times that I usually do not watch the broadcast version.
その作品がやがて DVD になったり、ブルーレイになるので、もらえます。
And eventually it will be released as DVD or Blu-ray, and I will get those copies.
で、もう見たくないで見ないで本棚に置いておく。
And those just get shown because I don't want to see them again.
で、5年か10年ぐらいして、あれどうやったっけなと思ってちょっと見ることがあるんですよ。
And then 5-10 years later, sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, what was that like? And I watch that sometimes.
で、見ると面白い。
And then I would watch it like, oh my god, it's so interesting.
で、つい最近はジュウベイちゃんです。
And the most recent example of that is the Jubei-chan.
で、僕ジュウベイちゃんアメリカ来る1週間前にずっともう前日まで見ててもう泣いたりとかして。
I watched the Jubei-chan last week. In fact, I was watching it until the day before I left for US, and I was actually in tears. I was watching it because it was so good.
で、今は僕ジュウベイちゃんのファンです。
And now I'm a fan.
ありがとうございます。じゃあユサさんですか。
僕はですね、TV コマーシャルとかアニメのオープニングとかエンディングが多いです。
So in my case, what's very common is TV commercials and anime openings and endings.
で、たまにショートアニメーションの監督をします。
And I also sometimes direct shorts.
で、ほとんど皆さんは知りません、その作品を。
And you all probably have no idea of what any of these are.
でもいずれ皆さんが知るような、ね、作品も作ってみたいですね。
However, I really hope to, from now on, make a work which you do all come to know and love.
特に今僕がしている作品は NHK の子供番組のショートアニメーションが多いです。
In particular, what I'm currently doing is short animations for children, which air on NHK.
ですからアメリカでは放送されません。
So they generally are not aired in America.
ただ僕の作品じゃなくて僕が好きだった作品はいくつかあります。
But not my own works, but there are a few works which I really enjoy.
Gatchaman.
Gatchaman.
And うるせえやつら。
And Urusei Yatsu.
巨人の星。
And the star of the giant.
And Moomin. ムーミンのアニメーションのオープニングは僕です。
In fact, I did the opening for Moomin.
でもそういうアニメーションを見ながら本当にプロになったんですけど、絵がね描けなきゃいけないだけじゃなくてお芝居がねできないといけなくて一生懸命勉強しまし
So I was watching such things and became an animator. But to become an animator or director, it's not just about being able to draw. You actually need to understand the sort of drama or play aspect of things.
ありがとうございました。じゃあですね、せっかく来ていただいている大日本印刷の浅場さんで、今ちょっとアニメセンターのことをちょっと宣伝と兼ねて、いいですか？今画像をちょっと出してるんですけど。
And now I would like comments from Asaba-san from Dai Nippon Insatsu about the anime center. And I've got some pictures displayed, and if you could give us some comments on that.
今私がですね、東京の、新宿区というところでアニメセンターという施設の、運営の担当をさせていただいています。
So currently, I'm in charge of running a place called the Anime Center located in Shinjuku in Tokyo.
秋葉原とか池袋とか中野とか日本のポップカルチャーの、割と近い場所でやってますので、日本に来る機会があればぜひいろんな展示会をやってます。
So it's located to many centers of pop culture in Tokyo, such as Akihabara and Ikebukuro. So if you ever get the chance to come to Tokyo, we're quite often doing exhibitions. So please come check us out.
ちょうど例えば今は、結界戦線というアニメの展示会をやっています。
We are currently doing a exhibition for Kekkai Sensen.
あと、他にもいろいろなアニメーションの展示をやったりですとか、オリジナルのグッズを作って、販売もしています。
So we are also doing such things for other animes, and we also have original goods and more.
あと、イベントで、いろんなアニメーターの方を実際に呼んでですね、トークショーをしたりとか、ライブドローイングといったようなイベントの開催もしています。
So we also do things such as invite animators and do talk shows and live drawing sessions.
なので、もし東京に来る機会があれば、ぜひアニメセンターの方に来てほしいなと思っております。
So if you get the chance to come to Tokyo, I would really love if you could come check us out at Anime Center.
もしアニメセンターに来た時に朝晩っていうふうに名前を言ってくれれば、いろいろおもてなししたいと思います。
So in the case which you do come, if you say the name Asaba, we will make sure you have a great time.
皆さん、ちょっと今気になることが一つある。はい。ちょっと気になることがちょっとありまして、今の話を聞いててね。はい。ここにいる皆さんが日本あるいは東京に来た時に行きたい場所を聞きたい。
So I've heard that, and now I wonder. I really want to ask all the people in the audience, when you go to Tokyo, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go?
どこ？
ゲームセンター。
ゲームセンター。ああ、それいろんなところにあるよ。
There's so many of them.
都市の名前。
Any cities in Japan you want to go to?
京都。
京都。日本全般で言うと京都。
So outside of Tokyo, it's maybe Kyoto and Osaka.
北海道。
北海道。Wow, Kyoto's so popular. In the previous session, Iga and Kyoto people have mixed up, but anyway, that doesn't matter.
実は東京だったらどこ行きたいですか？
And where in Tokyo do you want to go?
秋葉原。
秋葉原、銀座。
中野ブロードウェイ。
中野。
うわ、さすが。じゃあ2択で今聞いてみたいんですけど、秋葉原と浅草どっちかしか行けなかったとしたらどっち行きたいですか？
So if you had to make the ultimate choice and you had to pick one of Akihabara and Asakusa, you could only go to one. Which one would you go to?
浅草。
Who wants to go to Asakusa?
秋葉原。ありがとう。
Thank you.
浅
So who in the audience have been to Japan?
Oh no.
何回ぐらい
行ったことある人いるんですかね。
And how many times have you been to Japan? Once?
2回
Anybody been twice? Oh. Is that a 5 times?
No, just twice.
なんか言いたい
Anybody more than twice? あ、2回は。
嬉しいですねありがとうございます
Oh, thank you for visiting Japan.
私の仕事場は中野に近いので、中野のブロードウェイはよく行くんですよ。
In fact, my where I do my job is very close to Nakano, so it's awesome that you know Nakano Broadway.
もうアニメの関係のところは外国人もたくさんいます。びっくりしてます。
In fact, I'm constantly surprised about how many foreigners there are there.
フランス語とかアジアのこといろんな外国の言葉が飛び交って本当驚いてます。
So just walking around, you hear all sorts of different foreign languages, such as French.
ぜひ秋葉原と浅草以外に中野もぜひ来てください。
So do please come to Nakano as well.
皆さん中野にさメイドさんが足をマッサージしてくれる店がある
So do you know that there in Nakano there is a place where you can get foot massage by a maid?
No idea about that.
僕ねすごく行きたいんだけど
I really want to go.
通りから見えるんだよ
But people can watch you getting massage from the street.
だから大地秋太郎がメイドに揉まれてると思われ
And
る
I'm not sure that I want to be known as the guy who's being massaged by a maid.
なかなか行けないの
Yeah, so I'm kind of a little reluctant to go.
はい、皆さんはどういう方法で日本のアニメを一番見ていらっしゃいますか？
もう会場に来たくなっちゃう
So, question to the audience: how do you watch anime?
Crunchyroll.
Internet.
Internet.
Crunchyroll?
Yeah.
クランチロールで見てる人。
How many of you watch Crunchyroll?
Crunchyroll.
Animation?
Netflix.
Netflix? Amazon?
Hulu.
Hulu?
VHS tapes.
Any Netflix?
Blu-ray.
Alright. Blu-ray?
Theater.
Oh, theater.
ゼロがいぞの忍者ガールサムライマスター
Oh yes.
ありがとう
Yes. It's very funny.
ありがとうございます
Ninja Girl and Samurai Master.
So is that dubbed or subbed?
Subbed.
Wow, so many of you are watching things on Crunchyroll.
Yes.
It's interesting how many are coming to the theaters now as well. In the last year, I've probably seen 5 titles at the theaters.
コメントとして最近映画館で見られる機会が増えているような気がします。ここら辺でもしばらくで5つぐらいのタイトルを映画館で見ました。
どんなタイトルが
So do you remember what you watched in the theater?
Yeah, and just recently, A Silent Voice, Kimi no Na wa, the Gintama movie.
One Piece.
One Piece.
Mazinger Z. Yeah. Yeah.
How many movie theaters are there around here?
Many.
Were all those subbed or dubbed?
Both.
You get a choice.
どちら選択肢があることが多いです。
それ日本と同じだ
Wow, that's the same in Japan.
じゃあせっかくですから会場の皆さん質問を。
Yeah, so this feels like the right time to open up for questions from the audience. Well, I saw you first.
Daichi-san, I was not able to make it to your panel this morning because I was presenting a panel on anime shorts. You've been making short anime like Sexy Commando, Gaiden, and like Tonkatsu Akitaro for a very long time, and I really like them. What do you like so much about making shorts, and how is the production process different from making a full-length anime?
今日のパネルには行けなくてすみません。自分もちょっと自分のパネルのプレゼンテーションやってました。大地さんの作る、ショートフィルムのファンで、そういうのいろいろ見てるんですけれども、そういうショートフィルムについて、何がお好きでしょうか。それで、制作についてその他の作品とどういうところが違いますでしょうか。
そうですね。僕はショートアニメが多くなってきちゃったんですね。
So I'm sensing an increase in the short anime that I work on.
もうショートアニメが作りたいわけじゃなくて長いのも作りたいんですけども。
It's not that I just want to make short anime. I want to work the full length ones too.
オファーが圧倒的にショートが多いです。
I just seem to get a lot more offers for the short ones.
ですが僕はギャグコメディが好きなので、それは長いものよりももしかしたらショートの方が、テンポよくキレがよくできるのかもしれません。
But I like comedic works, and I feel like maybe the shorts that I work on have the right tempo for presenting it in the right way.
で、何が好きですかと言われましたが、今ちょっと彼に言ったとんかつ DJ あげたの最後です。
And of the ones that I worked on, I really like Tonkatsu DJ Agetaro, the one that you mentioned as well.
That one's my favorite too.
嬉しい。
Wow, I'm so glad you like that too.
ありがとう。
Thank you. All right, next question. Is that a question to somebody specific or to the stage? アニメの制作プロセスというのは、長いプロセスだと思うんですけれども、そこで途中で息切れとかせずにそれだけ長い期間制作に携わるというのはどういうことなんでしょうか。これはステージ全員への質問です。
もう少し。
確かに長い期間がかかります。それを維持するのはやはり、みんなのコミュニケーション、それと、お互いをちゃんとリスペクトして気配りをするということですね。分かりづらいかもしれない
けど。It is a long process, as you've just said, and in order to make sure that things go right, we have to make sure that the communication is maintained right within the team, and we respect each other on the team.
それとやはり完成して最後に皆さんに楽しんでもらうっていうそういう場面を想像しながら、みんなで頑張ってます。
And we have to have the image of the common goal of creating something that the audience would enjoy in the end. If you don't mind repeating the question one more time, just so that we can get a better sense of it.
How do you deal with the long production process? Just being working on them for a very long time. Because doing animation, it's just like months of doing one thing. And you mentioned how he's working on it, he doesn't like working on it in that moment. So how does what's the thing
それだけ長いプロセスだといろんなことがあると思うんですけれども、その間途中で挫折したりしないように続けるっていうのは何か特別することある。例えば先ほどもおっしゃったようにいろいろ携わっているうちにもう嫌だと思うようなこともあるんだと思うんですけれども、そこで終わってしまう前でそこから先に進むっていうのはどういうことをされるんでしょうか。Okay, I understand the question. It's still difficult.
そうですね。そしたら上田さんが言ったようなことがやっぱり同じように思ってますね。
First of all, I think essentially the same thing that Ueda-san just mentioned.
でもなんか本当に途中で僕の場合はね、いいアイデアが出ないと本当に逃げたくなることよくあるんですよ。
And quite honestly, when I can't come up with good ideas, I just want to run away.
でもなんかその先に完成したらきっと楽しいだろうな。もちろん見てくれる人にもそうだけども、やっぱり自分たちで楽しいものを作り上げたいなっていう気はすごく大きいですね。
And but I have to have this general idea that once it's completed, it'll be a good thing. And of course, I have the audience in mind as well. But it's just not the audience; it's for ourselves as well. That once it's completed, that we would like the product that we would end up with.
僕の場合だけど、そういうふうにちょっとなんか悩んでる時にユーザーさんなんかが「大地さんの絵コンって面白いよ」って言ってくれるのね。でそれが結構原動力になって「あ、そう?」なんつってまたやる気になるってことが多いですね。
An example, and sometimes when I'm in a real rut, somebody like Yusa-san might come up to me and say, "Oh my God, your storyboard is so amazing," and just a little comment like that will keep me going.
ちなみに今回来ているゲストで長浜博士君がいて、それが十兵衛ちゃんの2を作ってる時に彼が落ち込んじゃって絵コンテが描けない時にみんなで褒めた。
One of the other guests of Animazement this year is director Nakahama. There was one time when he was in a real rut, and that was when we were working on Jubei-chan 2. And when that happened, we all got together and all commended him on all the wonderful things that he's ever done. And I think that's how he got over that.
その話昨日したら覚えてないって言ってた。
And we saw him yesterday and we told him about that, and he's like, "Oh, I don't remember that."
そうですね、役者さんもね、いいストーリーとかね、いい監督と出会うと、やっぱりこう自分の味を出し切れるっていうことで、俳優なんかもね、喜ぶと思うんですよね。
So actors and such. So when such actors and such meet a good story, I think they're also very very happy.
で僕も大地監督もそうですけど、自分から絵コンテを描くようになりますけど、やっぱりこう納得してね、仕事が絵を描けるというのは幸せです。
So in my case, working on storyboards and such, as long as I can work on pictures, that's what makes me happy.
僕の友達のアニメーターでも苦しくてしょうがないって言って辛そうに描いてるアニメーターがいました。
And among one of my friends, there was actually someone who was, you just looked at him and he was like sort of struggling while he was doing the animation.
何をやってるのと言ったら進撃の巨人だそうです。
And when I asked him what he was working on, it was apparently Attack on Titan.
たくさん描いてもあまりギャラが作れないし、辛くなって、それと、こういうものを子供たちに見せていいのかって悩んで描いてるそうです。
So he had many worries while he was working on it, including, should I really be showing this to children?
僕はたまに小学校の子供たちにアニメを教えに行くことがあります。
Sometimes I teach elementary kids, students about anime.
講演が終わった後、校長先生に言われました。
When my presentation finished, I was told this by the principal.
進撃の巨人みたいなのはもう作らないでほしいです。
Please do not make anything else like Attack on Titan again.
よく日本のウルトラマンとかアニメでいわゆる 残虐なシーンというのは欧米では大変規制が厳しいと聞きました。
In anime such as Ultraman, apparently there are some very cruel scenes, and it was hard to get those through in America, apparently.
今インターネットでね、そういったところのハードルがだいぶなくなったんでしょうかね。
But now, with internet broadcasting and such, perhaps things aren't as hard anymore to get through.
昔アニメーターは、そういった反響というのがなかなか聞くことができませんでした。
So in the past, animators couldn't really get that sort of feedback.
最近はTwitter とか、SNS でたくさんの反響が直にね見ることができて、それも大変刺激的です。
But in the current age, with Twitter and other SNS, you can sort of in real time get the feedback, and that's very sort of inspiring or stimulating.
ただ少し心配しているのはそういった反応に迎合というかね、意識しすぎて企画段階でチャンスが減ってしまうこともあるのかなって心配しています。
But something I worry about is paying too much attention to that feedback early on and reducing possibilities.
ところで先ほど僕はガッチャマンを見て、刺激を受けたと言いましたが、
though just now I was looking at Gatchaman and was stimulated by that.
考えてみるとあれも大変な暴力アニメーションでした。
And now that I think about it, that was also quite a violent anime.
実は僕はそのガッチャマンを作っているタツノプロダクションに、入りました。
So in the making of Gatchaman, I joined Tatsunoko Production.
で、その後いろんなタツノプロダクションを辞めた後フリーランスになっていろんな監督や作品と出会えて今に至っています。
And after finishing at Tatsunoko, I became freelance and worked on very many works, and that's how I got to today.
ちょっと時間がなくなっちゃって、延々と喋られる。ユサさんの人生を喋ってもらったら嬉しいですけど、そろそろ時間なのでフィニッシュに向かいたいと思いますので、ちょっと一言ずつまた会場の皆さんに対してコメントを各自からもらいたいと思います。
Yes, thank you, Yusa-san. Thank you so much for your life story. That was absolutely amazing. But I've been told that the time is almost up. So if each of you could provide a comment for the audience, that would be great.
はい、日本のアニメーションを、愛してくれて本当にありがとうございます。
Thank you for loving the Japanese animation so much.
I agree. Yes.
もともとはね、あれだ、長くなっちゃうね。
じゃあユサさんお願いします。それでスタートでとんかつ DJ の好きな彼。
So the gentleman who loved the tonkatsu DJ,
あげる。
this is a gift for you.
Oh.
はい、ガッチャマン大好きです。以上です。
I love Gatchaman. That's it.
ここは今アニメの場っていう話ですけど、他にも漫画とかラノベとか日本のアニメの中心というか派生したものたくさんあります。
So this, is about anime here, but there are very many other types of works, including light novels and manga.
ぜひたくさん興味を持っていただけると思うので、先ほどのアニメセンターみたいな日本に来ていただいて、
日本来た時はね、絶対ね、
はい、
アニメセンターに来てくれって言った方がいいですよ。
So I know that you're all interested, and I hope you become even more interested. And when you come to Japan, visit the Anime Center.
Yeah, when you come to Japan, you must go to Anime Center. That's a requirement if you're attending today.
今SNS でもう簡単にね、日本とアメリカでつながると思うので。
With SNS these days, it's very easy for Japan and America to be connected.
ぜひメッセージとかをハッシュタグでアニメズメントでハッシュタグでメッセージとか書いてもらえれば僕らもどんどんリツイートできると思います。
So if you tweet anything with hashtag Animazement, we can totally retweet that. And,
皆さんツイッターアカウント持ってますので、
Everyone here has a Twitter account, in fact. So follow.
このパネルが一番面白かったっていうふうにつぶやいてました。
And it would be great if you could tell everybody that this was the best panel of the entire time.
それでは今日はどうもありがとうございました。私もあんまり喋る時間がなかったんですけど、おかげですごく楽ができました。今日もまた明日も明後日も、僕らのパネルもありますし、大地さんとユサさんの忍者パネルもあります。それからユサさんのワークショップもありますので、
そこでガチャも取ります。
ですので、ぜひちょっとそちらも顔出してください。よろしくお願いします。
So thank you very much. I had such an easy time because everybody else talked so much. But I hope you enjoyed the session, and we'll have other panels tomorrow and the day after. And I know that there will be a ninja panel as well as a workshop by Yusa-san where they'll be working on the drawing gachama. So make sure you look for those and attend those. So thank you very much.
ちょっと記念撮影したいんで。
Oh, hang on a second. I need to have a photo proof that we have people in the panel.